Hi and welcome to my review of You're Next, a film by Adam Wingard. Now, Adam Wingard is a young director, obviously enjoyed the horror genre. He's done various shorts in the past, but this is probably his first what you consider a fairly big movie. It's been at the Toronto Film Festival and things like that. Now, the story revolves around a pretty wealthy white American family. The parents of this family, the matriarchs if you like, are celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary at a big mansion that they've just purchased for their retirement, and they've invited all of their kids and kids' partners and stuff like that. Now, they all arrive at this house, everything's fine and dandy, they're a normal family, they're fighting, they're arguing, blah blah blah. But essentially shit hits the fan. There's these guys in masks stalking the house, and eventually the inhabitants of the house are getting picked off one by one. Cliched sounding, I know, it's been done before, but You're Next honestly does add a few elements which make it worth watching. First of all, there's a lot of black humour in it. Some of it can be really funny. It does use a lot of cliches, like for example I'll be back in a minute, but it does very much poke fun at with various glances to each other and everything like that. It's really good. But another element that adds is that there's a member of the group, if you like, that are being stalked off that has a unique set of skills which come in handy when combating the intruders who are trying to kill them all. Now, I think it's got the perfect match. You can add dark comedy and bloody gore to keep old fans of the genre appeased, but also to get new fans on board. I think Wingard, at 95 minutes, he doesn't stretch it out too long. There's also a nice wee twist in there as well, which, although isn't particularly astonishing, it keeps you guessing. You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, I would call it more tense than horrific. There's a lot of tense moments. Wingard likes to really have the camera really close in on the characters, so you can't really see what's around them. You don't know what's coming. Obviously, you've got some of the chilling soundtrack that you need in these sort of films, which is really good. I suppose there are some things that let it down. There are bits of the script that are just that little bit too hammy, and it goes beyond a joke, and you're like, oh no, can't believe they just said that. And there's also, as you get in horror films, some bits that are just really obvious. And there's also some bad acting as well. In all fairness to Wingard, he was in a low budget and he called in his director friends, two of which you might recognise, Joe Swanberg and Ty West. They're not actors, they're directors, but they came in and they filled in the acting boots there. Overall, I feel that it's a really tense but darkly comic film that's got quite a unique style to it. I've not really seen the style of that before. It pokes fun at the genre, but also adheres to a lot of the rules of it, but adheres to them very well, and it's really entertaining. And also with the new dynamic, there's somebody in the house that has a unique set of skills to combat the intruders. That's another interesting dynamic being added to it. I just feel that I felt that was a really good movie. It might surprise you who it is, it might not, I don't know, but certainly worth a watch. I would give Your Next a score of 8 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching. And I'd also just like to add in another note, I'm going to try this new wee feature this week on Netflix. Now, I have the US version of Netflix. I don't know if you're able to get this film on Netflix, but there's a film called The Innkeepers, which, in relation to Your Next, it was by director Ty West. Now, The Innkeepers revolves around two people that work in this failing sort of hotel. They're the only two employees in it. It's shutting down that weekend, and there's two or three guests in it. And basically, there's rumours that this hotel is haunted. Now, the funny thing about that is where it was shot, this hotel actually exists, and the owners do believe that it is haunted. Well, Ty West shot in this hotel. And basically the story revolves around these two people in the last weekend of the two employees in the last weekend of this hotel being opened. They decide to go ghost hunting. Now, again, it's another one largely for the first 90 minutes, nothing really goes on. I'd probably describe it as a bit of a rom-com, but there are some really chilling moments as well. Ty West I would already describe as a master of suspense. He doesn't rely on cheap thrills and gore. It's all suspense. It's really, really, really suspenseful. As in, if you've ever seen House of the Devil, then I would certainly recommend that as well. That's another Ty West film. It's all just it's suspense and it's thrilling, it's tense, and yeah, absolutely. So The Innkeepers is definitely one that if you've got the US Netflix, I would log on and watch. I would give that a score of 9 out of 10.